Hello everyone, and welcome back to, I suppose, part one of a whole new season and a whole new series of whatever we're doing with the boat. So as you've seen, we had sea trials, all went well. Seat broke, a couple of things broke, some repairs need doing, and some alterations to make it a lot more stable in the sea. So first things first, I've ripped off the seats and the brackets. Got a little bit of damage there from where the seat fell off, but it should be okay. We should be able to sort that. I'll show you in a bit. I've taken them off. They were all bent up. I've straightened them up, sanded them down a bit, painted them again, and they're drying in the workshop. We are going to make a bulkhead inside, right across the front, which I will show you while we're doing it. Cat will not leave me alone. Hello Amber, I'm trying to make a video. You're hogging all of the attention. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to drop the engine down a hole. Sam's told me to do that because I've got a cat on my head. It's cavitating, I think it's called, where the prop is coming out of the water now and again. Let me show you this, hang on. I bent down just to show you the end. And do you think she likes me? What are you doing, Amber? Can I get on with the video now? Right. Yeah, so it's jumping out of the water basically. Prop's just coming out of the water just a little bit. You can hear it high revving now and again. It shouldn't be because we've set the engine up just right, but these are all trial and errors. This is why you do sea trials. So I'll drop that, sort the seats, make a bulkhead, shift weight around, sea trials again.
It's been a while, but I'm coming out of my shell. And I never thought I would fall in love with someone just like you. Ain't nobody here now, but I hear you calling out. I hear you calling out for love. Ain't nobody here now, but I hear you calling out. I hear you calling out for love.
And I hear you call for love, call for love.
And I hear you call for love,
call for love.
and I hear you call,
call for love.
and I hear you call,
call for love.
Anti-fouling my mate's boat makes me get a bit of boat envy. What a beast, hand built from the ground up. So since we've sorted the bolts out on the engine, stripped the seats down, they're ready to be plated up, and I've mentioned before that I'm making a bulkhead, so I've had to come in here and make a template. And what you do when you make a template like this, so I've been taught, is you get loads of bits of batten, like thin strips of wood, and you get your heat gun and you basically go piece by piece and just put them all together, so you end up with something like this. It looks like an absolute mess, and it is. But you know, you start off with like a piece like that, and you do your curve in it or whatever, and you cut that piece, and as you can see, I've sort of just joined it all together. It's not that pretty, but as long as you can draw or put it flat and draw all the way around it onto the piece of Needleplast or whatever it is you're using, you can make a template that will then fit straight into there. I've also made one like this, because that one will sit this way about here and separate the two. So I'll have two cupboards, one for me anchor and me chain and everything else, and one to just, you know, chuck stuff in. So hopefully this will also help with putting some weight in the front. Yeah, not exactly the best bit, but I'm not very good at this, but it's all learning. At the end of the day, the more you do, the better you get. One panel. Sorted. So we're back at the boat. It's a couple of days later. All the panels are cut and that, like I showed you. Been doing snippets because I'm just so busy. So I've got me hot glue gun. I'll put it roughly in place. A couple of blobs of glue just to hold it, like there. And you know, any really good contact pieces where it's actually touching decently. And then I've got my Sikaflex gun, some lollipop sticks, and I've just gone round now. I'm not making a masterpiece of it because this is inside a cupboard and this will probably be the only time any of us will ever see it. But the other one I'll do better, but that's it bonded in one side. I'm going to let that dry and then I'll do a neater one that side, simply because, you know, you're going to see it through the hatch. There'll be another cupboard door here that you can look in and we'll see it, but you know, who really cares as long as it's sealed in there. So I'm going to go around and just clean up a little bit with a rag, and then once that's gone off I'll do the other side. So as you can see, here's my hatch. This is what we're sort of aiming for. A nice little space for the anchor chain and the rope to go. So obviously the anchor will be sat there, you know, with its chain coming off and into here. I'll have to cut some sort of loop in this so it assists, you know, so it fits. But yeah, that's pretty much it. She's stuck in now. I'm just going to run a nice clean bead along here once it's dry, so when you look in here, it just looks a bit prettier. And then I'll stick the next one on. Stick a big hatch in it, circle hatch in the front bit here, and then just cut like an opening in the bit next to it, the other side of that, and that's another bit done. So we're getting there, ready for Sea Trials Part 2. It's taking its time, but busy time of year, weather's been crap, other things have had to come first, so it is what it is. And so it's in. I've wedged a big piece of decking between the bottom of the door and up there to push it in nice and tight. And I've beaded it all the way around and cleaned her up. So it's a case of waiting for it to go off now and then do the other side, which I'll have to do through the hatch. And then I'm cutting a nice cupboard hole here for me to be able to put stuff in there, and I'll stick my head through there and do that. But yeah, getting there. So the sun is finally shining again. It's still cold, but at least it's not pouring down with rain, and I can actually get on with stuff. So I've been doing a lot of bits and bobs. Noticed there was a little leak inside from where the wires and stuff come through, so I've sealed all that up. I've finished doing my bulkhead apart from putting the hatches and stuff in, and I'm obviously feeding the chain and the anchor rope and everything into it. But yeah, have a little look at this. So now obviously when I lift my hatch up, I've got a nice little compartment in there now. I didn't go too mad with cleaning it up because, well, it's inside and it's just going to get battered, but I made it neat. So now I've got this compartment where obviously all my anchor chain and rope can go, and it will help with the weight in the front to bring it down. I'll then obviously, from the other side of this, that will all be a covered space for me to be able to put an, you know, an fuel tank or, you know, life jackets, whatever I want to chuck in there, I'll chuck in there. Yeah, it's all progress. I've ordered some dolphins for the outboard to help bring the nose down in stability and stuff. I've got to replace the valve on the tyre, which is the easy job. Yeah, and I've got to repair the seats, and then it's sea trials part 2. Can't wait. Finally got some sunshine. So as you can see, lots of interesting things have been going on. And yesterday I managed to bag myself a nice mooring really close to my house, so I've got a pontoon to stick her on. So everything's been cancelled now, and I'm anti-fouling, which is great fun. Well, I say I am. We are. There's the hairy McNugget himself, staining it up under there. And just give her a coat of anti-foul, which is horrible stuff. I've got a tiny bit in a tin to try and do the whole lot. So she's being anti-fouled, and then she'll be going to a pontoon, which is so exciting. So everyone, it's the next day, and I'm putting another coat on. It should look nice and thick like that, rather than how it looks down there. That's 2 coats, well, 1 coat on top of what was there. But I am just winging it. I've got to get this done hopefully today, because tomorrow I go and see about the mooring, and I'd really like to get this in the water before my mate goes away to Barcelona again to do some of his magical work that he does. So at least if it's in the water, I can continue and go out and things like that without having to sort towing out and everything. So I'm going to paint the rest of this. I'm going to finish the bulkhead inside. I'm going to stick the hatches in that. I'm going to stick the fins on the engine, and then it's just waiting on some bits to finish the seats. So yeah, let's get on with it. So after weeks and weeks and weeks of lots of hard work, which I'll explain later, I just haven't had the time to film every individual bit because it's been a hectic rush. I mentioned earlier in the video that I'd got a mooring, so the mooring's all paid for and sorted. And today's the day. My mate basically said, right, you free today? I'm free. Let's get the boat in the water, this, that and the other. So boat's in tow, we're in the car, taking it down to the slipway, and we're going to do the water line and paint the anti-foul on it and everything else, and then when that dries we're going to chuck it in the water and put it where it's supposed to be. So yes, we will I will update you as the day goes on, hopefully. Happy New Year everyone.
Happy New Year.
It's all happening. Found a lovely little slipway. 2 minutes from where I am.
So I found this boat and it seems to be abandoned. So I'm gonna climb up here and have a look. So, I'm not going to stand it because it's rotten and...
Paddy, not with my phone, mate. Come over the other side of the railing just to be safe.
Okay, I'm running. There you go. It's filled up with that. So what, like, if you stand it, you fall through it.
So people, I am actually out on the boat on my own. I'm just about to go and try and moor it. She's going well with them fins on it. Gets on the plane a lot better. And it's just starting to rain, so it looks like we did all of it in just the nick of time. This will be its new home down the river. Oh, good stuff.